I'm Marcia Brixey. I am the founder and president of Money Wise Women Educational Services, and I'm also the author of The Money Therapist, A Woman's Guide to Creating a Healthy Financial Life. In this segment, we are going to talk about giving your spending a reality check. Now, over the past 9 years since I founded Money Wise Women, I have had so many women tell me that they have no money to save. And I say, I don't believe you. And I say that quite honestly because I have been there. In order to have more money to save, we have to spend less. And it all starts with awareness. Most of us are unconscious spenders. We have absolutely no idea where our money goes. We just spend, spend, spend. We have the spending down really good. It's the saving that we have a hard time with. So the first thing you want to do is you want to track your spending for at least 2 weeks. And you want to take a blank checkbook. We at Money Wise Women conferences give out a track your spending checkbook or a checkbook register or a small notebook, and you want to write down every single thing you spend for a 2-week period. A month is better, but 2 weeks is good. And don't do it during the holidays. Now, what's going to happen with that is if you've ever been on any kind of weight loss program like Weight Watchers and you journal your food, when you go to write it down, you're going to say to yourself, gee, do I really want to spend this amount of money on whatever it is? And it's going to make you aware. That's the whole point. You're going to write it down, hopefully, not think about it. You're just going to write it down as if you regularly spend. However, that's not going to happen. Like I said, you're going to be conscious. Simply writing it down, you're going to save between 10 and 20%. Now, the next step is a list of questions, and I call this the checkout checklist. And these questions are, do I really need this? Do I want this? Will I use this? Am I buying this just because it's on sale? How many hours will I have to work for this? And do I really love this? And if you can't answer those questions in the right way, don't buy it. Now, guess what we have? A business card with these questions. And many women from our Money Wise Women conferences take it and they wrap it around their debit card or their credit card so that every single time they go to spend, they're conscious. It's all about awareness. You can find this on the Money Wise Women website, moneywisewomen.net, under resources, print it out, and carry it with you. Ask yourself, would I be buying this item if I were paying cash? Ladies, it's a whole lot easier to use a credit card or a debit card, plastic, than it is to use cash. So try carrying a $100 bill in your wallet. Not 520s, $100 bill in your wallet. It is much harder to spend a $100 bill than it is 520s. Number 2, before you buy anything that costs $100, wait 24 hours. Now, women always complain to me, what about the Nordstrom's half-yearly sale or the anniversary sale? It might not be there when you go back. Well, if you really want it, think you want it, have them hold it. If you don't remember it the next day, you probably don't need it, don't want it. It's no big deal. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to remember it. Next one. This is a hard one for us ladies. Don't buy just because it's on sale. Okay, and the deal with us women, and I use this myself, is that if we can't justify buying it for ourselves, then we buy it for others. So, if we say, oh, I really can't afford to buy this for myself, but it's a really great price, then we'll buy it for someone else. We'll buy it for our family, whatever. Stop that. Don't subscribe to magazines that you do not read. Now, this is a hard one, I know, but how many of you are like me? You order the magazine, you love it. I have whittled down, but I still have one that I get, and I very seldom read it. And the magazines stack up next to my chair because I cannot bear to throw them out. I can't even bear to put them in the recycle bin. Share it with a friend. Okay, we've all heard this one. Skip the daily latte. Your latte, yours may not be a latte. Yours may be going out to lunch, going to breakfast, going to dinner several times a week. The point is there's probably something that you're spending more money on than you thought you were. Now, when I first read this years ago and I was commuting to Seattle, I said, I cannot not drink my latte. I'm a social person. I go out with my girlfriends for break and visit. But what I did was I went from latte to drip coffee. So I saved $1.50, $2 a day by doing that. $2 times 5 That's $10 a week. $10 times 52 weeks in the year, that's $520. And in my Magic of Compounding Interest segment, you can learn what you can do with that $10 a week. Cut the cost of eating out. I brought this in because, you know, I know we supposedly have been in a recession the last couple of years, but I don't know about you all. Every restaurant I go to is packed. People are still eating out. So if you're going to eat out, what can you do to cut the cost? Share your meals. We have way too big of portions at restaurants, so share your meals. Most restaurants won't even charge you to share it. They'll actually plate it in the back. They'll come out, your plate will look beautiful, and you'll pay half the price, and you'll be eating the right portion. Eat an appetizer instead of dinner. Appetizers are less expensive, and they're a better portion. Get a doggy bag, and get a doggy bag. I highly recommend you get it and you have them put it in the doggy bag before you start. I was out not long ago and I'm on Weight Watchers and I said, bring the box out and let's divide it. By the time she got out with the box, I'd already eaten it. So divide it ahead of time. Take it home, have it for lunch the next day. Go out for breakfast or for lunch instead of dinner. Much less expensive if you can afford to, if you have the time to do that. Don't skip the drinks. And I'm not just talking the alcoholic drinks. Even the regular drinks are expensive. So just drink water. It's good for you, and most of us don't drink enough water anyway. So those are just some tips on how you can reduce your cost for eating out. Now, what about reviewing your phone, reviewing your cell phone, reviewing your cable TV? Do you really need all the services that you get? And I really recommend that you do this periodically because you can reduce some of those add-on services and you can save yourself a boatload of money. When I first started funding my IRA several years ago now, one of the things I did was I cut our cable TV to basic and I took that extra money and I put it into an IRA. I think it was about $30 a month. So look on how you can eliminate and cut back. Now, most of us, this may not be happening today in these challenging times, but if you get a raise, you get a cost of living increase, you get unexpected cash, save it, don't spend it. When my husband and I were working for the federal government and we were getting cost of living increases, what we did was we would let the first paycheck go directly to the bank. I would see exactly how much we were getting net. By the time the next paycheck came around, that money was redirected into a savings account or a money market account. So we never saw it, we never used it, we'd already learned to live on less. It's a wonderful way to fund an emergency account, your IRA, whatever. Increase your insurance deductibles. Now here's the deal with your insurance deductibles, and I'm talking automobile insurance here. If your insurance deductible is, let's say, $250, and you back into a rock, and you say, oh, I'm not going to file a claim with my insurance company because I don't want my rates to go up, you do not have the right insurance deductible. You need to think about when you would file a claim. Is it $500? Is it $1,000? What are you comfortable with? That's called self-insuring. And a lot of us are not filing insurance claims as frequently as we have in the past because we are fearful of having our premiums go up or being non-renewed, dropped. So think about it. Now, when I say that to you, you must have that money in an emergency account in the event that you have a loss. So if you increase your insurance deductibles to $1,000, be sure you have that $1,000 sitting in an emergency account. And to find out how this works, just get on the phone and call your 800 number or call your insurance agent and just ask them. You don't have to do it, but you can ask the question, you can investigate. So these are just a few tips on how you can trim your spending. And in the next segment, we're going to talk about your credit report and score. And if you don't already know it, it's your financial report card. This is Marcia Brixey with Money Wise Women.